Just to fill you guys in on how my day is going, this is the step I'm on. My camera just started recording. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a recap of what the hell's going on. We're doing a get ready with me today. I went to Sephora and I bought like so much makeup over the past like 2 weeks, like $500 worth. And I'm like, oh my God, like I really haven't shown it on YouTube. I haven't really tried much of it. I'm like, let me go on camera and do like a collective haul / like a get ready with me, because it's my little cousin's birthday today and I have to obviously get ready. So the first thing we used was the silicone-free priming moisturizer from Good Molecules. The next primer I used was the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I did repurchase this. I bought the little small one. I really wanted to try it out. I've tried so many primers that a lot of YouTubers have talked about and ended up hating them. So I was like, I really want to see if it's worth the money first before I go out and buy it. And it was, so I definitely went and picked up the big one. It's literally my favorite primer. I can't do my makeup without it. And now I'm on to foundation. We're using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. And I poured so much on my hand. And that is what I was literally talking about when I realized we weren't filming. So I'm going to be using my Morphe sponge. And I am just going to press this into my skin. I feel like I go back and forth about this foundation all the time. Like, I don't hate it. I honestly don't. But do I feel like it's like my best foundation I've ever used? No. I will like go through phases of like, oh God, like why'd I stop buying this? Or like, oh my God, like I haven't used this in literally years, and pick it up and then like love it for the time I have it. But then I like never repurchase it again. Like it's just like a one and done, because like I either find something I like better or it just is what it is. So I have been loving, I don't know if you guys know or if you guys are new, I've been loving the Too Faced Born This Way foundation mixed with the Hourglass Mineral Veil foundation. No, not Mineral Veil. Vanish Stick. And I love that combination. Like it literally lasts all day on me. It's matte, yet it like lets some of my shine come through, and it really does look as natural as can be. I'm very picky. I have been trying foundations for years to be like, okay, what is the best foundation I can find on the market that literally does everything I want it to do and gives me the right amount of coverage, but also like doesn't look too heavy. Like I just have really high expectations when it comes to foundation. So the one thing is like, I don't know, it's like good coverage, but like also I feel like it's not amazing. And I feel like that about every single foundation. So I always mix every foundation I use with the Hourglass Vanish Stick. And I just apply it like over on my cheeks and a little bit on my chin and my forehead. I just want to give like a little bit more coverage that this foundation kind of lacks. And I have some like redness on my cheeks. I don't know if you guys like can see it or not, but that's like kind of really why I focus it over here. And it does warm it up just a little bit because it is a little bit darker than my foundation that I just used before, which is fine because yes, you want your foundation to match, but I don't want it to be washing me out so I look like the corpse's bride. Like I don't want someone to be like, oh my God, like is she dead or what? Something that I used to do that I don't do anymore is I used to like apply the foundation like under my eyes and on my lids. But then when I would go in with concealer, it would get so heavy. So I like steer clear of that. And now I look dead AF. So we're going to dig into my new bag of Sephora goodies that I picked up yesterday, because I went and I was like interested in the Rare Beauty, but I was like kind of not at the same time. Like nothing from the line like really like stood out to me. I wasn't like, okay, I definitely need this. Like I'm not really big on like lipsticks and stuff like that. So I was just like, I'll try the concealer. So I picked up the Rare Beauty Concealer Corrector in the shade 110N. And it looks like this. The packaging is really cute. The only thing I noticed about the line is like the lighter shades, there wasn't like that many options. I know that's gonna sound a little crazy, but there wasn't. Like it was very like light and then immediately started to go darker and more yellow. And I'm like, why? Like where were the pink undertones? I didn't really see any, but maybe I just didn't look hard enough. But I'm gonna have to like research on Sephora.com because I was not really that impressed with the shade range. So I'm just gonna take the applicator. It's a little light, so there's that. It's like very light. I guess I didn't picture it to be like this light, but you know what? It's fine. We're gonna like highlight the rest of my face. I really honestly hope this doesn't come out horrible because literally I have a birthday party to go to and I really don't think I'm gonna have time to do my makeup twice today. So we're gonna try and make this work. So I'm just going to blend this out with my sponge and hopefully it kind of just isn't as white when we blend it out and it kind of just meshes a little bit better into the skin, but it's like kind of stark white. And I'm really iffy about under eye concealer. If I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys, I am very picky when it comes to under eye concealer. I just want something, I want something that's full coverage, yet lightweight so it doesn't settle in my creases. I want it to cover the bags under my eyes because they are designer, and I mean, it's light, but I still feel like I can see some of that darkness through, and I'm kind of not obsessed with that. I am going to go in with a little bit of my Born This Way concealer because I'm not completely obsessed with how it looks underneath my eye, and do you guys see? Like, that's my normal shade of concealer. But the next shade darker than that was, like, darker than my skin tone. So I couldn't use it as a highlight. So I'm like, Selena, we really got to work on the shade range. So as of late, I've not been doing any, like, cream contouring and cream bronzing because I feel like it makes me look too tan. It makes me almost look summery. And then, like, my face doesn't match my body. And people are like, damn, your face looks tan. And the rest of you looks Casper the Friendly Ghost. So what is going on here, sweetie? Like, get it together. So what I've been doing is I have the single of the Shade and Light with Lyric and Shadow Play, which is like the banana shade. But I wanted to pick this up because I was watching like Jaclyn, as I always do. I was like literally doing my makeup one day and I was like watching her video and I was like, oh my God, she uses this palette, but she doesn't use Lyric. She uses the lightest shade in this palette to set her under eye, which is this guy right here. And I'm like, I'm just as white as her, so I want to try it out. So that is what we're doing. I picked this up and I'm going to take my Beauty Blender and the shade Levitation, I think it is, which is the lightest shade in the palette, on my sponge like this, and I'm going to set my under eye. I love the way this looks, honestly. I used to set my under eyes with translucent powder, but what it would do for me is it would darken it and it wouldn't keep it like really highlighted underneath my eye. And I was like, why is it like this? I hate it. I don't want that. And then I watched her do that, and I've seen her do it about 1,000 times, but never had thought to do it myself. And safe to say, I like love how it makes my under eyes look. So I also take it like a little bit in the other areas where I applied the concealer just to highlight a slight tad bit. And then I will set the rest of my face with translucent powder. We are going to move on to bronzing the face because I cannot look at this paleness anymore. I've had this for a little bit, but I'm not sure if I talked about it on camera yet. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in the shade Medium. I love this. This is like the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer, but like on steroids. Like same packaging, kind of like very luxurious, but like this bronzer is amazing. It is a little bit warmer than I would like, so it's a little bit more orangier, but I make it work for my skin. And I'm using this on a Morphe M527. This is my favorite like big paddle brush to bronze my cheeks. This paddle brush from Morphe honestly makes bronzing my face like 2 seconds. Like it's just so quick, so easy. And I just kind of like run the bronzer all over my entire face just to warm up some of that, you know, foundation that we have down, because honestly it's a little bit light and I don't like to be that light. Even if that's the color of my natural skin, I just can't be that light. I just don't think it's like super flattering like on me. And so I'm just taking it at my hairline too. Well, like I said, you know, we're being kind of sloppy, but what I love about this bronzer is it blends so nicely over foundation and it doesn't get blotchy. It doesn't get like too harsh. It doesn't get muddy. It doesn't get anything. Like it's just like a nice warmth to the face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to contour. So I'm going back into the Kat Von D Shade Light palette. And we're going to stick with the shade that I've been using, but I think I'm going to mix a little bit. So I'm going to use Shadow Play, and I'm going to use Subconscious. And I'm going to mix them two together and use this to contour my face because, you know, Mama got like slightly chubby. Not in a bad way, like in a good way. And my face is definitely like filled out and rounded out more. So I like to give myself a little bit of sculpt with some contour, which is something like, honestly, I've never really done in the past. I've always like steered clear of like cool toned contours because I feel like they can make you look like you got socked in the face if you like put too much on, but you just have to find the right color and you have to go light-handed. As for a new blush, I didn't pick one up. I don't know. I've been loving the blush that I've been using, and this is the MAC Blush in Warm Soul. Yes, I know it's a warmer shade. It has a little bit of sheen to it. I just am not like a dark blush kind of person. I never have been. I need like warm, like orangey bronzers. Not bronzers, warm orangey blushes. That's just what really complements my skin tone and looks really good. And I just feel like this gives me like, I don't know, it gives me like a lot of life. So I just like to apply it like kind of along the tops of my cheekbone. I need to take a sip of my coffee because my throat is like, I feel like I sound like a man in this video because like, I don't know if I'm like losing my voice or like, I don't know what's going on, but like, it's not good. I'm gonna do my brows off camera just because honestly, it's not something people wanna see, but I am gonna be using the Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit. It's honestly my hands down favorite right now. I've been trying to pick up that Hourglass, the micro sculpting brow or something, and every time I go to Sephora, I never see it. So I don't know if it was like a BoxyCharm exclusive or whatever, but honestly, someone needs to let me know because I love that brow pencil and I need it again. We're moving on to eyeshadow next, and I picked up, okay, do not mind the boxes. Like, I couldn't open them with my nails, and I really wanted to look at them. So I bought the Makeup by Mario palettes. This one is the Master Metals, and this one is the Master Mattes. Obviously, I did not need any more matte eyeshadows, but I really, really, really wanted to try these because if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I feel like the palette is like beautiful and just spoke to me. I was like, oh my god, like this is literally my palette. Like it is a warm tone heaven. And I want to show you guys the other one too because it's literally gorgeous. Like my friend who still works at Sephora, you know, from way back in the day, if you guys know, I worked there. And like she like convinced me to buy this. I was like, oh my god, really? Do I need it? I can only see myself really using like this shade or this shade and like this shade. I really don't see myself ever using them, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe if I step outside the box, I will. And I really, really, really wanted to try these. So that's what we're doing. So there are no names for these eyeshadows. On the back of the palette, it says like matte 1, matte 2, matte 3, matte 4. I don't really love that. I mean, I love Mario and I love his work, but I don't really love that they're just kind of like numbered. I just feel like he could have came up with some more names in it. Like, that's just my own opinion. I'm going to take this shade right over here, and I'm going to use that as a transition shade in my crease with a Morphe M504. I am just going to pack it on in this outer corner and swirl it, just getting most of the pigment out in this outer corner because I want to keep this inner corner pretty light. Circular motions, inner and outer, just literally, this is what I do, back and forth. And I'm not like being too precise right now, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just trying to lay this color down as my warm transition shade. Now what I like to do before I even bring the color in here, I like to buff this up towards my eyebrow in this outer corner because I have very close set eyes, so keeping this inner corner very light is going to kind of widen them just a little bit. I don't like how, you know, close set my eyes are, but that is just a little trick if you feel like your eyes sit too close together. That shadow blended really nicely. Okay, so the next shade I'm going to go in with is this warm orangey shade down here, and I'm going to take it on the same brush that we used, and I'm only going to put it on this side. So what I'm going to do is pack it right on the outer corner since this is a deeper shade and it's literally going to deepen up this eye look, as you guys can see, because I don't want this to get too crazy in the rest of our eye. I really just want to focus this for depth on the outer portion. And then what I'm going to do when I feel like there's nothing left on the brush, I'm just going to look down into the mirror so it opens up this entire crease, and then I'm going to run it right through. So I really didn't take a lot of the product. I just wanted to take a little bit of it through the crease just to deepen it up slightly. So next what I'm going to do is switch to a smaller brush, because as the colors get darker, your brush get a little bit smaller, so you have a little bit more precise control over where you want the product to go. And I am going to take this color right here and this color right here. I'm just going to mix them together on this Sigma E25 blending brush. I'm going to apply this right here on the outermost corner of the eye, because I want most of the darkness to be right here. And as you guys see, I am still keeping this very light in this inner corner. I'm not dragging all the shades over because I want to keep that area open just in case I decide to put like a lid shade down. So I think this look is coming out pretty good so far. I am going to take this small Morphe brush. Honestly, I got it in a BoxyCharm and I am not really sure the name of it, but it's just this really small domed brush. And the lash shade I'm going to use, because I'm going to a birthday party, I'm not going to a strip club, so I'm not really needing like a dark vampy black smoky eye. I'm going to take this really deep brown next to this black. I want to try the black so bad, and I may doing it like a different way, but I don't want this to be too dark. So I'm going to take this little guy and I'm going to focus this right in the corner. Just right at the lash line and in this outer corner right here, and we are not going to take it any higher than that. The blendability of these eyeshadows is good. I mean, I'm not going to say it's like something to write home about. Like, I personally feel that the Natasha Denona eyeshadows are like the best eyeshadows I've ever tried. If I'm going to be completely transparent and honest with you, they are expensive and I definitely can see why, but like, these blend just like any normal eyeshadow. I really want to test out this black shade, so I'm going to take it on a Sigma E15 flat definer. And this is just what I'm going to use to place it right at my lash line. I like this because it really does give like an extra smoky flare, especially when you put lashes on. It just really makes your lashes and your lash line looks so dark and connected. Do you see kind of how that really does like make such a big difference between this eye and this eye? Like, it's just a lot more smokier. It's just a lot more sexier. It's just like, bam, hi, how are you? So I applied any old mascara to my lashes, and what I'm going to be applying next is something that like I'm obsessed with. So I went and bought like 6 pairs of them, and these are the Flutter Lashes in Intoxicating. Do you see these? These are beautiful. They're very big. They're very va-va-voom lashes. So if you have a very small eye shape or a very like kind of small like lid to brow ratio, I definitely do not recommend them. But if you have like really big eyes and you have like a lot of space here, these lashes are amazing. I'm obsessed with them. Like I said, I bought 6 pairs. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on off camera, and then I will come back to finish off my makeup. You guys see how va-va-voom these lashes are. They honestly are everything to me. So we're gonna, you know, complete the lower part of our look with the same eyeshadow palette that we were using. I am going to spray my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is just a repurchase for me. I have been loving this, and with my nails, I can't open these freaking boxes, but the All Nighter is just something I have been using recently. I used to use the Chill makeup setting spray, not the Chill, what was the other one? There was the one that was like all matte, and I'm like, no, I need a little bit more hydration, a little bit more, you know, love to my skin. So I'm just going to drench my face in this. And the last product to try from my Sephora bag is this Melt Cosmetics highlighter. I was really intrigued because my Sephora, I've never seen the Melt Cosmetics, and I've always wanted to try like their eyeshadows, and I just never got to it. I was just like, oh, I gotta order them online. Like, I'm like, okay, well, at that point I was getting like tons of PR and I was getting tons of eyeshadows already. I was like, they look like colors I already have. I don't need them. So I just never bought them. But this highlighter like spoke to me. It's in the shade Stargazer, and like it's gorgeous. Like it doesn't look glittery. It just looks like it's gonna be like a wet sheen on my face. And I'm gonna take an Morphe M501, and I really hope this is as good as I think it's gonna be. There's no glitter in this whatsoever, which I love, because honestly, I am not a big fan of glittery highlights. Just something I don't like. I just think it looks completely unnatural, and then like you go outside and you look like freaking Edward Cullen from Twilight, and I'm like, let's not say we did. Because I'm so extra, I am going to go over it with a little bit of this Natasha Denona Super Glow. This one does have a little bit of glitter in it, but that's okay. And I'm just going to apply this right up here. Oh, like I am a highlighting fanatic. Like I used to hate it. Like I was like, oh my god, I don't want to look dewy. And now I'm like, literally make me look like I'm wet. Make me look like I'm sitting in a sauna and dripping sweat. Like it's everything to me. So I'm gonna spray my face one more time. And I don't have any new lip products, so I'm gonna go put my lip on off camera, and then I will be right back. That is all that I have for my collective Sephora haul slash get ready with me slash trying new products video. This was a jumbled mess. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get used to filming, you know, at our apartment. It's something I have not figured out quite yet of like how I want to do it or like what areas work best. So bear with me, I am working through it, but do not forget to subscribe if you guys have not already, and leave your comments down below of what you guys want to see next. I also did start an ASMR channel. That'll be linked down below. Go subscribe, and that's it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.